I'm fired up. Feels good to be here. We're going to talk all about it. Get Champ and Stephen Harrison his thoughts on what this rivalry means. Because a few moments that he's had. Coach Spurrier spoke about hell of optimism heading into this game, why this game is personable. So many great things. Feels good to be back on our normal schedule. Last week we were in complete shambles, so we're good. We're back in action. Smash the like button. Good to see you. Let's roll the intro. Let's get right into it.
What's going on, boss?
Yes, sir. How you doing? The chat's already saying why you late. I told you we were gonna get in trouble for being late. That's on me.
Yeah. Look, I appreciate y'all, man. Y'all very punctual, man. I hope y'all show up to work like that.
This is true. Probably not. Not even nobody shows up on time anymore, man. Well, good to see you. Glad we were able to get back and rolling. It's Hate Georgia week, man. This is a special week for to say the least. And I said it last week. I said, for my time growing up, I mean, this is when the football season started for the Gators and for Georgia. That front half was you kind of just sleepwalk. As a fan, anyway, you sleepwalk. I'm sure as a player, you couldn't really sleepwalk with Urban Meyer as your head coach. But this is where you set the tone for the East. And I was thinking too, a little off topic before we get into everything, just with how crazy the conference is right now. Right now, I know there's plenty of time left, but looking at the Big 12, looking at the ACC, the SEC, the Big 10. There's not enough to go around, right? Oregon's not playing a lot of different teams. They're not having to play Indiana. They're not having to play Penn State.
Right.
And so you're going to see there could be a lot of ties is what I'm getting at, because we only have the 8 in-conference schedules, and it's different from before because you had the East and the West. You would play almost just about everybody in the East, and the West plays the West, and you kind of have a little of a bit back and forth, which allowed for it. Now, you have a lopsided East and West, sure, but at least you didn't have to worry about too much tie because you kind of beat each other out. So we've talked about it. I know the Big 12 did this with 9-game conferences. We've heard this happening. I think it's going to really show itself later on. I might be ahead of that process, and it may work itself out, but looking at all the conferences, again, the ACC is another one where like SMU and Clemson play, but Miami doesn't play Clemson or SMU or these teams that could help
every year like that.
Yeah. So you have to add a ninth game in, because you add a ninth game in, it'll help.
The ACC is already the almost competitive conference, so they should play a lot more top competition. It'll be better for everybody.
well, by doing that, they would just play one more ACC competitor. But I think Florida's schedule is already tough this year, but I think you get rid of the UCF or one of those games, and you add Florida doesn't necessarily have an issue, but it's going to become an issue because with it just being the top 2 teams and all the teams expanding, there's not enough crossover, right, to where you could impact somebody. So people could squeak in, but again, Miami not having to play Clemson, not having to play SMU, not having to play Pittsburgh, right? Or maybe they play Pitt. I don't know. They don't play too many people.
I don't think they play Pitt.
No, they don't. They don't play anybody with any gusto left. And again, those 3 teams are all tied up at the top of the ACC.
Yeah, no, it's crazy. Just the way their schedule's set up this year. It's a sweet deal for them. Obviously, it is a sweet deal, man. I mean, I look at that schedule, man, and I smile like, man, they should wipe the rest of their season. You know what I mean? They don't really play tough competition like that. But not saying they don't have guys out there that can rise to the occasion, but it's no secret that their schedule is sweet.
I posted a video last night, Miami head coach through Shade, 10,000 views, 281 likes. 285 comments. The Hurricane fans were hot, bro. And it got to the point. I was like, dude, you guys aren't even watching the video. I wasn't even being a real hater, and I was being actually pretty genuine in the video, trying to have a conversation. I was like, you know what, just let them have it. Argue with yourself.
Yeah, they're a different fan base. They're not a real college like that, so their fan base is not even real. We get it. It's horrible, but they're winning right now. Hats off to them. They beat us, but they're gonna get smashed soon.
Eh,
I don't even know if they'll win the ACC championship. They haven't never won one since they came to the ACC, so it wouldn't be surprising they get there and get smashed by somebody that actually played some people this year.
Clemson, I think it's gonna be them and Clemson, but Pittsburgh hasn't lost, so that Pitt could find them way in. And Clemson squeaks into the playoff, but misses the ACC championship. Let's talk about this weekend, man. Let's dive right into it. So obviously, it's personal.
Oh,
We
man,
were gonna talk about Billy's presser, but it was depressing. The depressing presser. It wasn't depressing. It was just a typical Billy Napier. Look, he seemed extremely focused, just not really there for any nonsense. A lot on
yeah,
his mind, probably with his big upcoming week. I was hoping to hear a little bit about the bye week and what they implied. He goes, "Yep,
mhm,
it was tough.
right,
We went after it, but not too many questions on that. A lot of questions about Jaden Ball, which we will talk about. Trevor
mhm,
Etienne, right? Kind of hey, did you miss it? Were you
yeah,
upset when he left?" And he's like, at this, like, I kind of liked his
he-
swagger. He's like, what do you
yeah,
mean? So we move on. Like, we're good. I like where we're at. I love where our backs are at. But I don't want to forget this comment. If I'm every defensive lineman, I'm posting this on my locker room all week, right? He goes pretty much to sum it up. It was like, I can stay running back number 2 on a losing team, or go somewhere else and be running back 1 and win a natty. It's just, you
yeah,
said that this team's shit. I don't want to be a part of it. And I don't want to hear Q Lee. I can hear his voice now. Oh, he's right.
yeah.
That's what it's supposed to say. That's not the point here. This shit's personal this week.
Yeah,
Okay?
no, yeah. You don't leave. We've talked about this, man. You left the Florida Gators and you go to one of our biggest rivals, if not the biggest rival. For me, Florida State is not necessarily a rivalry. I just hate their guts. So as far as rivalry, Georgia is the biggest rivalry, and you leave us and you go to them. You know this growing up. You've seen it. You've been a part of the program to know the disdain that we have for them. You had to have watched every highlight video. Spikes just coming through and annihilating Nushawn Marino before the game. You've seen that before on numerous occasions and felt that and got excited in that orange and blue to go out there and do it again. And then you go there. Uh, I don't want to attack a guy's character and his love for the game and passion, but it's like, dude, what does this mean to you, to me? Like, there has to be an empty shell, but a great football player. But the heart has to be gone for you to do this. So I'm expecting our guys to have a big chip on their shoulder and want to go out there and you know what I mean, make a statement. You know what I mean? We know who we're up against. By all accounts, everybody believes Georgia is going to mop the floor with us. I don't think that's the case. I think we're gonna go out there and fight, and if anything, we're gonna go out there fighting. And not by just fighting on the field. I might have to see somebody come off the top rope with an elbow drop or something. but we should definitely be fired up to go out there, man. I'm so amped up for the game. I was talking to Chat GPT. I done made Chat GPT a Gator fan, first of all. And then I was telling Chat GPT, I got a girl on her voice is a woman. I was like, man, Trevor on the other team, she switched out, and she was like, "No, he plays for the guy." Like, no, listen, he switched out. He with them. She was like, "Maybe I got to update my roster." We had an argument about this, but now she knows that Trevor is with the ops, and she said she ready to ride. So yeah, every morning I wake up, she say, "Go Gators! Are you ready for this game?" I'm like, "Yeah." So my Chat GPT on fire. We ready to smash Georgia. You know what I mean? Yeah, man. I just hope these guys go out there and play with a lot of passion, man. And we've been making big strides the past 3 games. You know what I mean? And for a lot of people, they believe it's fool's gold. You know what I mean? They just can't believe it right now. But with what I see from them, I believe in it. But I still believe there's still more in there where we can make it undeniable about what we can do. And I'm speaking as far as the defensive side of the ball. I know the offense still has some kinks to work out, but I believe in what they can do. You know what I mean? And if we show up as a defense and even if we just do what we've been doing, we're gonna be okay. But I believe there's more in there, and I believe we can turn it up, and that's gonna help our offense out. And we'll put a show on that everybody can be proud of, win, lose, or draw. But I believe we're gonna get it.
We're gonna have our show on Wednesday. Uncle Lou will be on, so we won't go too much into the data. But if you look at the stats on the paper, on paper with rankings and where these teams sit, and it's a great slate of what we're looking at of who these teams gone up against. So it's not where it's been skewed kind of early on in the season. I would say we're right in the mix of what you're going to get. And you could argue that Florida has looked better than what probably some of their rankings have been, given those first few weeks probably took them down a few notches. They're very close. We're talking with in a number of perspective, ranking the SEC. It's
they finna say we pumping sunshine right now.
No, I'm not. Look, here's my thing.
I just had to throw that out there.
Like, to be honest and genuine with everybody, like, you know how I get buck wild. I'll talk shit, Gators by a million. There's three layers to me. Okay, when it comes to this, I can be completely blind and go like, hey, we got this, no big deal. Like, am I going into this game believe that we can win 110%? Like every 5, that's not me being facetious. That's not none of those things. That's not me being even a sunshine pumper. I genuinely feel that Florida can win this game. Now, the level of confidence, that's where that sways. But do I feel that we have an opportunity? Yeah, I've told you this. That will never go away from me. Because it's Florida football, and I always feel that, hey, we can go in there and win a football game. And we can win these 4 games out. How much confidence you want to believe they can go in, and whether it's 10% chance to win or 11%, that's everyone's different on that.
Florida football, we've actually, since the bye week, have made a change and turned the corner.
Sure, exactly. That makes me feel more optimistic.
Lagway at the offense will. Although we only got 1 full week to see him have total control of it, we saw what the defense has done. And that defense has kept us in a lot of games. Offense sputtered, but then you bring in Lagway with what he's done in his first start, and now in this start, gives you a lot of hope.
The stock is trending upward, which makes me feel comfortable as well. Georgia, I know they're a fantastic football team, nothing to take away from them, but they haven't looked extremely lights out like they have in the past. I'm not saying this team's not bad, but they just haven't looked like the Georgia teams we faced in the last 2 years. And I think this Gator team looks more sound than it has in the last 2 years. So those two things have me optimistic. And again, one of those opportunities to go in there and make it upset happen. The big thing that I continue to look at is it's Kirby Smart. That's honestly what concerns me. Is like that guy's had our number and understands his rivalry to another level. And I think that's playing a big factor. Again, it's if like DeBoer was there, and that's to say that, but like again, different. It's like when Saban's there against Georgia. It's just he has he had Kirby's number. So those things still play a factor to me. But everyone's kind of. Go ahead.
Have you seen the stat where it said Lagway with his passes over 40 yards for the 5 passes, like the first time in 20 years that we've seen it at Florida?
No, I have a chart. Go ahead. What is it?
No, they were saying like 5. He had 5 passes of 40 yards in both of his starts, 40 yards or more. But that's the first time anyone has had 5 passes for over 40 yards in a game, period, in the last 20 years for Florida.
Wow. What he brings to the table.
I only say that just when I was at the game and you was asking me how was it, and I subconsciously just said it was great to see the ball thrown in the air, hanging in the air that long, and the whole crowd was like, oh, I didn't even take into consideration that it's been 20 years.
That you felt that way that many times.
Yes, man. That's amazing. You know what I mean? And so I only say that to say teams haven't seen Florida do that in 20 years neither. So other defensive coordinators or whoever's going against us haven't seen that in a long time out of us. So that I think that puts a little extra on their plate. And match with our defense, I think it makes us competitive.
Q Lee, I think you're spot on here. I agree with you. I've been saying this isn't going to be my concern playing 2 high safeties because his sweet spot's up that center seam and playing a QB spy and again making him kind of slice and dice you because that's what they're going to make DJ Lagway force him to do this weekend. And I think, look, that's what we're going to have to figure out. And I know what people are going to say if he has a bad game. We told you he wasn't it. Look, he's a freshman. There's going to be some lumps and bruises here, but I just think his ability, his gamer ability is what I'm looking forward to. And I hope this past bye week they took advantage and they tried to make him as uncomfortable as possible and almost not crush his confidence, but really make him, hey, you can't take advantage of this. Almost play 3 safeties up there and like, hey, figure it out. You know what I mean? Like play 12 on.
We get to see his wheels. You know what I mean? We get to see him run. We get to see him open it up. You know what I mean? That'll help alleviate some of that. I think DJ Lagway with a spy guy on him, the spy is almost a neutral person. You're looking at him. That's all you're gonna be doing.
For sure. Look, it's going to be a good one, and we'll talk about it more on Wednesday as well. Uncle Lou will be on, get his thoughts and opinions about it. But it's great getting your perspective. Obviously, playing in this rivalry it's something special, and this is why I wanted to start with this here again. Brendan tried to like reemphasize the point of like, look, he was right for leaving. That isn't the point. I understand these things. These are the levels, right? Like, okay, yes, the logical point. Like, yes, I respect your decision. No, and even Pyburn said it. Look, these are my brother. Play with this guy for 2 years. Love, respect him. But there's no friends on the football field. Like, that's how I function in the same kind of mindset with life. Like, you guys see how I'm kind of douche.
He's wrong for going to Georgia.
Yeah, there's plenty of teams to go to. So look, it's personal. That's for me. Again, same mentality on the football field. I want to murder you. I want you to feel that quote, and that's just what I'm gonna take it there. Like I want to print it out and make it say something after the game. I'll dap you up, but I want Brandon Spike's notion on your ass. I'm drowning your face.
Just to be clear, he's a grown man, mature and adult. He made a business decision for himself. I'm not angry with him. I still love him, but I hate his guts when we play. I don't like the move he made as a fan, as a Gator. I hate that decision. But he made it. He's allowed to make that decision. I don't hold that against him, but I hold it against him, if you understand what I'm saying. It's all love, but yeah.
No, I totally get it. Look, I do want to dive into what this game means for Billy Napier. We got 220 strong in here right now. Be sure to smash the like button, boys. It is Hate Georgia week. We got Daniel over here. I got some dog fans in here getting all rambunctious. So
we got puppies in the house.
Little puppies. But let's talk about today's sponsor, which is PrizePicks. Of course, head on over to PrizePicks or download the app PrizePicks and use the code HIGHTOP. Right now, we're rocking with the Monday lineup for tonight. Najee Harris to have more than 64.5 rushing yards. That man has been toting the rock now. And with Russell Wilson back in the mix, they are moving the ball very well. And Russell Wilson also be slinging the ball a lot better than Justin Fields as well, too. Justin Fields even admitted it when Russell came back. He's like, look, if I played better, we wouldn't be having this conversation. And Russell is just a more senior quarterback and looks to be very comfortable. I love seeing Pitt do well. They're just I love Mike Tomlin and his energy. More for 62.5 for George. And then Malik Neighbors, he's all they got out there. He's like the new Odell back in the day. Just 11, 12, 13 targets a game. My man is a vacuum. More than 6.5. You guys can tell the boy here with High Top. And again, what's fantastic about PrizePicks, they get your money back as soon as the W's in. Within 15 minutes, you can deposit it. Mr. Stephen Harris is a PrizePick guru, but more on the basketball side of things. But head on over to PrizePicks, download the app, use the code HIGHTOP, and get $50 instantly after you play your first $5 lineup. So again, use code HIGHTOP. PrizePicks, run your game. But look, man, I do want to talk about what this game does.
Do not overlook that. I like them picks, man. I actually got them. I like that.
It's not too bad. I rolled on the Monday mashup. You know what I mean? So
you'll never let me make them, but it's okay.
I should. I don't know why I don't even come to you. Go, hey, give me a lineup for this. For next, I will on. I'll find a day and give me your thoughts because we got it all week. So.
I had a 15 picker in for about 7 racks off $1 and lost 3.
You're nuts with it, dude. You just send me your screenshots. They're unbelievable at those things. I can't believe it, especially on basketball. I'll tell you on basketball. I don't watch it enough to feel comfortable with it. But I know you're bought back in on the Billy train. That might upset some people, but I think people are going to look to this game of where are things at. I'm in the boat of I don't think he's going anywhere. This game was never a deterring factor. I think more of the question mark, would he make it to this game? And then there's games after this game that would determine it. But this game can't lose his job more than what he's already at. I don't think this goes any further, to be honest with you. But he show damn can save the bitch.
There's some variables. Now I don't want to throw him out that he could possibly lose his job with, but geez.
Oh, you think so? You think so?
There are some variables.
What are the variables? Let me hear them.
You manage DJ the right way. Don't do nothing stupid to cause nothing to happen. I just don't.
Okay. I mean, I see where
No,
you're
no.
going. Yeah, I don't think, but I get what
Yeah,
you're saying.
there's ways. There's ways. It's in Georgia. Don't Billy. Don't
Every
do
time
it.
I say it can't get any worse, it gets worse. So I shouldn't get too carried away with it. But
Yeah, no, but yeah, you're right.
no,
I
I
think
think
I think this
good.
game definitely can save his job though.
So look, I think there's people like yourself that are already on board. I think there's people that may have been a little upset after the Kentucky game, kind of toned down a little bit. And those fans will definitely be back on board. People like the Q Lees of the
Mhm.
world who haven't been on this entire time will not be bought back in. I don't think Soder will be bought back in after this Georgia game. I think it would be, again, where I'm at with it is I'm done with the back and forth of the Napier, where should he go, should he stay or should he go? That's like the political side of it.
Mhm.
And at this point, I don't feel like, again, nothing is going to happen until the very end of the season. So with
Right.
that in mind, I'm just going to believe it and trust and be all in on it. And then I'll
Yeah.
give you more of a true feel, I think, at towards closer to the end of the season. But I will give you a better gauge of my opinion, I think, after this Georgia game. Win or lose, I think I'll have a better opinion about
Yeah.
it. Even, again, in a weird way, if it's a good loss, which that makes moral victories sound disgusting, and I hate even saying it, but I'm not even going to continue that thought because I don't look. I genuinely feel that this game can be competitive. I think DJ Lagway provides some value, and I think this defense has found itself. Carson Beck brings some seniority to the team, but hasn't looked very promising. But again, the Kirby Smart aspect, being out coached,
Yeah.
those are the things that still concern me. Is like, look, the talent on the football field excites me. DJ Lagway excites me, but I still don't believe in Napier to make good calls and to be able to have a killer instinct when needed, and that's what's going to concern me.
Yeah. I understand that. For me with this game, I believe we have to be uh all in on this game. You know what I mean? We have to believe that it's going to work. Just given what we've done in the past 3 weeks, we have to believe that that's where we're trending. If not, then we're way, way, way far behind in even changing the coach. You know what I mean? There's a culture thing here. You know what I mean? And a new coach is not going to be able to do it. A new coach is coming to the Gators and that doesn't realize the work that's been put in right now to get the culture back. You got former players been coming back, talking to guys, we doing barbecues, doing all this stuff to get the mentality back. And for me, that's the most exciting part about them turning it around how they have, especially on defense. It's the mentality. Seeing guys that I don't want to curse, but like, give a damn out there playing and the emotion and the passion, seeing that part. So for me, that's clicking for us. So I have to buy into what they're going to do out there on the field. And they got to believe it too. And so they can go out there and execute that. If we regress as far as the energy level and what we're putting out there on the field, then it's another big bomb for Florida fans. You know what I mean? And then we have a group of young guys that are still going to be here next year that still don't have a clue of what it takes to get it done. So we got to see that fight. We got to see dog, gator, or whatever it is out of these guys this game. You know what I mean? We still hinging on Lagway. He's still a young guy. You know what I mean? So that's a lot of pressure on him to show up and perform against Georgia. It's a neutral environment, but still on the road, basically. So that's a lot of pressure on him for us to put all that on him. But I'm putting it on the defense to still go out there and be nasty how they been, but to turn it up another notch. But I believe in what Ladway can do. But Billy definitely can save his job depending on how he performs in this game. You know what I mean? If we go out here and have a flawless game against Georgia and in a considerable fashion and Ladway looks the part in his offense, then that definitely gives a lot of hope. You know what I mean? Georgia is a big rivalry of ours. They're in the East. You know what I mean? We're still almost in control of our destiny. We knock Georgia off. You know what I mean? That gives you
Sure.
hope to believe that we can win out. If we win out and have 3 losses, it's you know what I mean? So he's at that, I guess, crux, crucible, whatever you want to call it, with this game. And I from his press conference, I got that feeling from him. He kind of wanted to just get through that and not have to talk about how he's been preparing and what we actually been doing, you know what I mean? He just wanted to hurry up and get that out the way and act like it never happened, because I believe they are dialed in, locked in. Cam Jackson talked a lot of crap about what he was going to do
Very
against
true.
Georgia when he see Trevor Etienne and he's a switch out and all this. So there's a lot of words to be ate if you don't go out here and put it all on the line. And so this is the biggest game of our season right now. This is the bowl game. This is everything.
Yeah, I agree. I think there was. I love the fact that Cam was talking a little smack. It just creates a little more
For
juice
sure.
going into this game, and this game should have that juice as you head into it. And yeah, you're right. I mean, this carries a ton of weight. Again, Miami, A&M, these guys capitalized on their big W this past weekend, landing some recruits. Florida, look, it's still an issue. That's been what Dave's been harping on. Is we're ranked 50th currently, and it's been quiet. You pick up a W against Georgia. You roll that into Texas, flips the switch a
Might
little
open
bit.
the pocketbooks.
Flips the switch a little bit. Yeah, so there's a lot. Right, I mean, look, the whole season, a lot has been riding on it. And you're right. I think his presser, he understands what's at hand, and he understood. I think he's understood that entire time. But it was he said it. He's like, look, we got to just go do it on the grass. Like, it doesn't really matter what we do
Yeah,
here. The team
yeah.
is focused, and that's what he was alluding to. But I'm not biting that bullet either. I'm not taking that bait. I've seen this story. I've felt this before from Napier. So I appreciate it. I appreciate the intensity.
Tough position, yeah.
Yeah, look, I understand where people sit. I believe in the team. I trust it. On Saturday, I'm all in. But I think how he's kind of portraying his feeling is like he almost, in a sense, he doesn't believe the nonsense. Not that he doesn't believe that the team is getting better, but I think he's sick of saying good things, and it's like not
And then it fall flat on your
translating
face.
into it. Yeah, so it's like, you know what? F it. Let's just go win the football
Yeah,
game. That's all I can do.
yeah.
That's all I can do anyways.
He
It's in a
he
weird
he had
place.
a position to try to save his own neck right now too, so he can't say too much. That's why I say I feel like he want to just get out of there and act like it never happened. Like, let's just get to the game.
Yeah, let's just rock. Well, let's talk about this game, man. There's an incredible photo of you planting the flag. Obviously, I think it's cool to be able to talk to you who's played in these
Yeah,
rivalry games and understands the importance of it. Just I kind of want to let you kind of talk about these moments and these games and what they meant for you, playing in them
yeah.
back in the day. I think this was shot on like a Super 8, I think.
I think that picture might have been 2004. Yeah, 2003, 2004 maybe. Yeah, I got there in
Youngin.
2002. So yeah. Yeah, I was playing defensive end there. I think I might have had an 8-pack under there.
I was like, Mr. Harris looking lean, baby.
Yeah, but no, man, it's great, the greatest environment, man. Just playing in front of those fans and split down the middle, Georgia and Florida. There's a lot of pride between just the states. You know what I mean? We always talk about who got the best football. Is it Georgia or Florida? And then Texas try to peek their head in, but we're so close together that it's a big battle. And you got to play the whole every minute, every down counts. You know what I mean? It's high intensity, and it's for bragging rights. You know what I mean? You get to see who's gonna talk crap, because we always have guys from on our team from Georgia, and vice versa. You know what I mean? So when you go home, you get to talk your crap. So for me as a young guy getting to play in it, it was just a lot of fun, man. A lot of emotions. Just a great time, man. The world
How did
largest cocktail party.
how did it vary from playing in
So
the
fans
swamp?
are rowdy, man.
I think that's something cool as a fan. I mean, it's a much
Um,
different experience, like tailgating wise, watching the game. I mean,
yeah,
it's
yeah,
different.
that and you playing, yeah, then you're playing in the NFL stadium, so it's a little more extra incentive for you. You almost feel like, oh, this is a taste of what it's like to be on the NFL field. If unless you're in Miami, and you don't have a home stadium, and you get to play in the Dolphins stadium, or you have to play in the Dolphins stadium, then it won't mean much to you. But for teams like Georgia and Florida that have real tradition and real home stadiums, going and playing on the NFL field is
Special.
a
Yeah.
lot more, yeah, a lot more special. Just all the bells and whistles are looking around, the lights and stuff like that. But it's just fun, man. The competitive nature with all the fans. You know what I mean? To be able to have that many fans from both teams in one environment. You don't normally get that when you're at a regular home game. You don't get a lot of people that travel from the opposing team to your stadium like that. So to have it totally split, is totally is different, especially for offense and defense. The crowd noise at
Mm.
times where you normally wouldn't hear it. You know what I mean?
It's just loud
So
the whole time, right? Because just everyone's just
yeah,
yelling.
yeah, yeah. So it's a fun time, man. It's a fun time.
I want to pull up this picture here so you can talk about one of these your iconic moments here in the Florida Georgia rivalry.
Yeah.
Talk about it.
Oh yeah. So this picture, this I think, it might have been. Was it the same game? Go back. Let me see what uniform we have on. Slide it down a little bit. Yeah, same game. Yeah. As you can see, I was a
Yeah,
young
same
guy, had this
shoes.
big old ugly face mask.
Uh,
I didn't know nothing about nothing about swag then. I just wanted to get on the field. But yeah, this was one of their fullbacks. I forget his name, but he was highly ranked, rated. But I made the play, got in the backfield, and I was falling down, and he cut back into me, and I like smashed him face to face. You know what I mean? uh Tried to break his back. Really, you see his foot stuck in the ground. But it made the cover of Sports Illustrated, for the college Sports Illustrated. It was saying something about you didn't have to be like a chiropractor or something to know that Stephen Harris has him in a gator roll or something like that. But it was the centerfold picture on Sports Illustrated, man. If anybody got a copy of that, man, I love it. Send me a copy of it, man. If you got the actual Sports Illustrated article or magazine, take a picture of it, man. Send it to me, man. That'd be dope.
this is
But
before
yeah,
Instagram, guys. So
yeah, we didn't have all the luxuries the
this
players
is his
have for having
MySpace
1,000
profile
pictures.
picture.
Yeah, yeah, no, yeah. Well, yeah, no, it was dope, man. Dope times, man. And we won this game. It was a close game. I'm just always excited, man. I ran to the cheerleader guys that just grabbed the flag and ran around the whole stadium with it. Got in the middle of the field, planted in the middle of the field, man. Just off adrenaline. I don't know, something just take over me, man. It was a lot of
I
fun though.
I love it. It's cool with me, obviously, as a kid growing up watching these Gators. I don't think we had the same connection to all the players like we do now. We were just so
Yeah,
much more knowledgeable of each individual. I mean, you had the stars of the show, but each player, you didn't like you do now because you can follow
yeah.
along. You can follow them on
Exactly. Yeah,
Instagram. You know everybody. And to be
mhm.
able to go back and relive this with you is cool. It's again, I was there 11, 12. I had the orange and blue like beads they'd be handing out every week. I had the little
Yeah.
back scratch gator claw, like just the
Yeah,
tailgate experience. It's something different too. It's cool
it is.
how there's people already lined up right now to get in tomorrow. I think they
Oh, for
open up
sure.
RV
No,
Park for tomorrow.
the crazy part, like when we get to the city, 'cause we ride the bus all the way up. We don't charter a plane, so we ride the bus from Gainesville. But just on the way up, the day before, seeing all the tags going all the way up the highway, and then when you get to the city, it's like Florida and Georgia stuff everywhere, all through the city, like on the streets. They got like flags and signs everywhere. Every bar you go to or hotel is Florida, Georgia paraphernalia everywhere. And then on the ride to the game is the dopest experience. Like coming over the bridge to get to the stadium, you just see just this sea of Florida and Georgia flags everywhere. Like that's all you can see is just Florida, Georgia flags coming over that bridge in Jacksonville, coming to the stadium, man. Yeah, it gets you hyped just seeing how many people are actually out there tailgating, seeing all the barbecue smoke and stuff, and you can just see the whole crowd of people from that bridge, which is dope, man.
I'm getting goosebumps. You tell me about it. It is something special. That was so when my very first Gator game. My dad took me to the Florida Georgia game. So tailgating there was always something special to me, and
Yeah,
it's different every time you go. I think is what makes it cool.
yeah.
Florida, the swamp is kind of it has its home. I don't know which I love more. The swamp is special just because it
Oh,
just the college town,
yeah,
the vibe is. I
yeah,
don't. They're not even the same. It's hard to. It's more. It's
yeah.
not even a. I wouldn't even say an NFL tailgate because the Jags tailgate is cool, but
Oh, yeah.
it's like a
It's
holiday
different.
event. I don't
Yeah,
know if you've
the
never
world's
been.
largest cocktail party. It has a name. It's called the world's largest
Yeah,
cocktail party for a reason.
it's a different
People
kind of
out there
pulse.
camping out. Yeah, no, yeah, yeah, yeah.
Cause you're like
It,
you're literally you're walking into people like around people who live there for like a week, and it used to be like 2 weeks. So you're like walking into a home at this point. They've like made
yeah,
themselves like you know what I mean.
yeah.
They're
A
established by the
village.
time you get there. Like
Yeah,
it's not just
yeah.
pop up for the day. Like no, we've been here.
Nah,
Like you're
yeah,
walking around
camping
like
out. Village.
how is this
Yeah,
here? Like how is this? even functioning at a tailgate. Like it's full blown like house services stuff. It's crazy.
A whole nother city. A whole nother city comes inside the town or comes inside Jacksonville for a few days. So full of college fun, lots of drinks and keg stands.
That's for sure. Before we talk about Coach Spurrier's comments of this game and how he feels, hey, we got a good opportunity, let's talk about our last sponsor here, Tecovas. Boys, we've been talking about Tecovas for a little bit now. We are pumped to be partnered up with them. We need to get you some boots, Mr. Harris. Maybe a little pair of Tecovas.
Hey, let's go.
To get you fired up, boys and girls. Look, every one of Tecovas boots are handcrafted with over 200 meticulous steps for broken-in comfort right out of the box, straight from Texas. This place is absolutely phenomenal. Handcrafted. I'm going to order me a pair and probably a friend of mine a pair as well for his birthday, just because these things are...
August 14th.
We're a little late. Crimmy. The experience when you go into the shop is incredible too. You go in, they'll hand you booze. I don't know if they've got, some places have liquor, but mainly beer. Take a sip, try the liquor, try the leather on, smell it, lick it, do what you need to do. It's just an all around, it's a cool experience. Wife and I are gonna have a date day. We've got one up in Jacksonville. Go check it out. Do the whole thing. Look, high quality. That's why we're teaming up with them to give you guys an opportunity to get a little bit of a discount. And right now, 10% off at tecovas.com/hightop when you sign up for email and text. That's 10% off, tecovas.com/hightop. Take advantage of, boys and girls. These are kind of boots that you can pass down to your family. They got loafers, all kinds of things. Women's, men's. Looks sexy this Christmas, boys. Look. Also, side note, this is gonna be the last Monday until it's November, right? This is the last, next Monday is going to be the last month of the regular season. So that's where we're at. That's where we're at with it.
Sure. We got to go half on the boots though, because I wear size 15. I wouldn't put that on you like that, man.
You think it's gonna be more because it's bigger?
For sure.
A
lot of leather.
They got crocodile. They're crocodile belts.
Okay.
I'm looking at a pair of ostrich. You know what I'm saying? Well, Mr. Steve Spurrier spoke on the Newly Noted podcast about this game. He says, look, right now our team will grow there with some confidence. That's what I'm talking about as well. They played well in the last few games. We should have beat Tennessee, which we've been saying that, but we didn't. We didn't make the plays. But when you're inside the 20-yard line 4 times and get 3 points, you're not going to win much of anything, 100%. But he goes, yeah, I'm looking forward to watching this game. And talent-wise, I think we're fairly close. You know, they just barely beat Kentucky. Georgia did. And Kentucky, they can't beat anybody now. They're struggling. It's coming down to who plays the best, who scores touchdowns instead of kicking field goals, and not turning the ball over, especially in crucial situations. Sometimes we worry about the talent more than we worry about who plays the smartest and the best. It seems like it's simple. Like, oh, great speculation there, Spurrier. Whoever scores more is going to win. But again, it's when the opportunity is there, who is going to execute? And that's my biggest thing is like, look, I don't think the gap is astronomically different. And we're seeing that when you look at the data on where these teams rank. And again, the competition is fairly similar. So it's not like that Georgia's played harder teams than we have. We've kind of crossed paths, again, both playing Kentucky. So we'll see how this thing shapes up. But I love that he's feeling pretty good about it. That's how I feel going into this. All things again are starting to they're building up to a tipping point.
Yeah, Spurrier has an eye for football, so when you're watching the game, you kind of see the things that are missing, and so when you see them come into place, that starts to give you a bit of optimism. You know what I mean? And you feel like you can start doing more. You can start opening up your playbook because we're getting the little things done right. You know what I mean? Especially like defense, being able to stop the run and filling the gaps how we should on defense and putting pressure on the linemen. That gives you better third downs. You know what I mean? So now we can attack the quarterback different ways versus being in third and shorts where it's easy for them to manage those down a distance, and it puts you in a bad position on defense because if you jump routes, then you're leaving the back end open because you know they need a short distance. You know what I mean? So seeing those things fall into place, but it being done for 3 consecutive weeks is not just happenstance. So you got to know we have a staple that we can build on, and that gives you a lot of confidence. You know what I mean? And Spurrier knows what that we can do for the offense and how it opens up the type of offense we want to run. And then the offensive line has been playing better, which gives you the confidence that we can get those things accomplished, because we'll have the time, and you have somebody that can scramble and buy time alone. So with the offensive line playing better, once your interior guys are playing better the way we've been playing, then you can compete. In the SEC, if your interior guys are not playing up the part, you can't can compete with nobody. You know what I mean? So to see that consecutive for 3 weeks gives you that confidence.
Agreed. I think that that's the biggest thing that I feel confident. The D line has looked phenomenal. Caleb Banks has looked really good. Cam Jackson has looked really good. Big
Yeah,
Dez has done his job. I think they're starting to sub
done his
him in.
job.
Yeah.
Done
Now
his
look,
job.
Kirby and these guys are going to try to throw Billy for a loop and put them into their
For
uncomfortable
sure.
position. And I think that's where, again, where my concern comes into play. I agree with Spurrier 100%. And I think that's where my optimism, my reason for pump and sunshine was the talent on this team is there. I think the ability to get
Mhm.
it done is there. And DJ Lagway, like we've been saying this whole show, elevates the offense. It gives it an opportunity. I think there's going to be some things it has to overcome. This
For
defense is
sure.
going to have to play lights out. If the defense plays like it did against Tennessee and contains them, and honestly, like it's played for the last 3 weeks,
Yeah.
we should win this football game if offense is able
Yeah.
to live up to what
Yeah.
it's done the last 2
Mhm.
weeks as well. Which the offense is what I'm more concerned about, and I may eat my words, and I'm okay with that, just because I'm the most concerned, but I'm most excited because of the DJ
Mhm.
Lagway situation. I would be concerned if Graham Mertz was back there too. Don't get it twisted.
Yeah.
Just because
For sure.
my concerns would be for different reasons. The concerns would be because Mertz can't knock the top off. My reason for
Yeah.
excitement is kind of with that Anthony Richardson game. We went down early, but Richardson was able to give you this roaring comeback. I think we got within a touchdown at one point, and then they pulled away. But the ability to score quickly and fast is what Lagway brings to the table. So if things do get kind of a little
Right.
wonky, we can bite with Lagway
Yeah.
in position.
Well, for me, what it comes down, like if we had Mertz in the game and Georgia was defense was getting the best of us and we need to simplify the game just to do some things, he would be limited in what he can do. I feel like with Lagway, when you have to simplify the game, he still gives you an extra benefit because he can use his legs. He can buy time. If you're blitzing, he can stretch the plays, and that's what you kind of bank on in a game like this, where you're counting on the defense to play lights out, but you're going to need somebody to make a play. Who has the ball in their hand that you need to be a playmaker? The quarterback. A good chunk of the game, 80 to 90% of the game, the quarterback's going to have the ball in his hand the most. When your playmaker is the quarterback, you have a better chance of winning the game. You know what I mean? When you have to simplify things, when we want to rely on the running game, but you need to get that first down. You got Ladway that can get that first down, that 3rd and 1, that 4th and 1. You got a big body that can get that can by will and power get that for you. That's where the difference is going to be made at when guys are playing hard and you just got to get that yard. Ladway gives you that opportunity. So there's a lot of excitement for that, and it doesn't have to be exotic. He doesn't have to go out there and make a ton of mistakes, because if your line is playing good enough where they can body people, we'll just play man on man and see who's tougher. You know what I mean, and keep the game close. But if we have to pull magic tricks out the hat, we'll definitely lose that. But I believe the way we've been playing in the trenches, we can see who's tougher. I believe our guys are tough. I believe we have the depth. And I believe we have enough explosive players and guys that can be that difference maker. I believe Bach can break one and go if we're just going man on man and seeing who's gonna do something. You know what I mean? I believe Badger can make something happen. I believe we have the pieces where guys can take it the distance
And make it
when we
work.
need it.
We
Yeah.
saw it with this past week with A&M. Phenomenal defense, freshman quarterback. Make it work, right? Take what they give you. And if
Take what they give you, man.
Georgia's making you
Yeah.
run the football, DJ, run that football.
That's right.
And look, I think Nussmeier is a phenomenal quarterback, but once they kind of shut down their run game, force him to throw. And again, I think the biggest thing is make Carson Beck beat you. It's
Yeah.
going to be the mantra, I think, for Florida. We've kind of had one every week of like what's kind of the weak point. Georgia
Yeah.
obviously a much more sound team than other teams that we place, but that is their weak link right now is Carson Beck. I think he's still a solidified quarterback, but has his moments. And if you're able to razzle him a little bit, Lagway's looked poised the entire time. And I think,
Yeah.
look, there's going to be
The
freshman
way they
mistakes,
wanna
but not
yeah.
to your typical freshman mistake.
for sure. The way they want to attack us, we have an answer for it. We're physical. We've been playing physical. We have playmakers. We have Lagway. We should be able to neutralize whatever they're trying to do and grind this game out if that's what it takes. If they're gonna open it up and let us try to take some shots, we got Lagway that can do that as well. So I feel like we match up well because the trenches are playing better.
For sure.
Um,
That's what
when you
excites
do,
me. And the
yeah,
quarterback play looks fun too, man. I'm excited to
for
see. We
sure.
haven't nothing on Jason Marshall, by the way. He didn't give us any tidbits on that today. But
Wednesday at 8.
yeah, 8-10. Yeah. We'll be rocking and roll. We'll talk about that on Wednesday again. Uncle Lou will be on the show this Wednesday. I'm hoping to know more tomorrow about the tailgate, whether or not that I will be there and have a spot. We're working with a tailgating company that we may be partnered up with for a long-term thing.
Okay, cool.
We've got conversations with the owners tomorrow. That's a really cool opportunity if we're able to make this thing work. What they're rolling out is basically like the Airbnb of tailgates. I think is kind of their slogan, where
Man,
you just pay a ticket to the and ideally they want to be able to you can, like, if I wanted to buy a tailgate, they're like, cool, here's your tent. It's kind of like a pop-up tent but much more elaborate. Here's the high top tent. You buy a ticket for that, and there might be other tents with that company. So let's say there's a high top
like
tent.
the front lawn of Florida.
Yeah, but more elaborate. Like, let's say there's a high top tent and then there's another Georgia tent, right? But our high top Georgia
Mhm.
tent, you could buy either one ticket for high top tent or like a double pass, and then you can go back and forth,
Mm.
and it's all you can eat and drink at both tents. And it's
Oh,
just and
okay.
TVs and things like that. So I'm hoping to get on one of their main tents this weekend to do a show there and maybe get a few
Yeah.
tickets and help people to come
What
watch and
time I
hang
need to
out.
show up?
I don't know yet. That's what we're hoping. I'm hoping to have that
Yeah,
more
look,
information on that so I can.
I thought I was gonna be on 75 with my thumb out because my guy Julian, who I normally ride to Jacksonville with, told me he might not be able to make it today. So but I told wifey we're packing up all the kids, everybody coming.
Oh,
I got to get there. Look,
I love it.
I got to
Well,
get there, kid. I can't miss it. So
yeah, I'm gonna figure it out. It's a fun game. It's close for me. It's easy to get to and get home in time before the game, so it's never too much of a hassle to make that thing work. So even maybe
yeah.
I'll bring a little dude out. We'll figure it out.
Yeah,
If I'm
no,
not working,
let me know.
yeah.
Joe, a lot of the swamp guys will be there. Joe trying to get Reggie Nelson. He said he's coming. A
Hayden?
lot of us will be there. Reggie Nelson.
No, you said Joe.
Yeah, Joe Cohen, Marcus
Okay.
Thomas, Brian Crum said he'll be there. Earl
Oh,
Everett
I
supposed
gotta
to
meet
be
Crumb.
coming.
I get a photo with him.
Yeah, yeah.
Cool. Well,
So we should be there
I'll
hanging
let you
out.
know if we're able to get that. Then we'll try to get everyone to the tailgate if
Yeah,
they can,
definitely.
and we'll get you
Yeah.
on the show. We'll do a whole party like last time. But
Yeah, nah, let me know, man. It'll be
yeah,
cool.
I'm trying, man. I'm trying. I'm always working. You know, I'm always doing what I can do to get my backdoor deals, baby. So
Never not working.
yeah, smash the like button, boys. Almost 100 likes here today. I hope you guys enjoyed the show with me and Stephen Harris. Of course, we're brought to you by Tecovas and PrizePicks today. Check those bad boys out. Again, Tecovas.com/high top and use the code high top at PrizePicks when you download that app. Love you guys. Be good. We'll
Oh,
see.
wait.
Oh,
Hey, shout out to the guy I was at Chick-fil-A in was Lake Wells and
oh
the
yeah, yeah,
guy
yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah at Chick-fil-A in Lake Wells, my wife dropping my son off to school and when I'm at the drive-through and I pull up and the guy said, Stephen Harris, hey, aren't you on High Top? I was like, yeah, man. But so he's a big fan. He watches the show, every show, man. So got a fan at Chick-fil-A, man. It was just dope seeing somebody that know me from your show at a Chick-fil-A in a whole nother city, man. So shout out to everybody who watched the show, man. Much love to y'all. Make sure you like, subscribe, share it with a friend. It means a lot. We appreciate all the love, man.
I love it. Also, too, boys. I don't know if you guys saw, but DJ Lagway dropped his gear this past weekend.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
let me pull this bad boy up. We're pumped. His agent reached out and was like, "Yo, check." He told us about it. He showed me these long before. Honestly, it's some of the freshest gear that I've seen. Let me go ahead and pull this bad boy up over here. And
And I feel slighted.
I didn't have them like that.
No.
There we go. Alrighty, so we got that bad boy right here. Go ahead and scroll
Yeah.
down. There we go. Yeah,
Y'all
so
make
here's
sure y'all go support.
bro. These jerseys are clean, bro. Oh,
Ooh, man, that's
let me
dope,
just
bro.
make
They
it
get to
bigger.
have their own jerseys, man. That's so fire.
Yeah, right.
Ah, if I could do it again.
Right. I mean, that's this hoodie. This hoodie is clean, bro. This first one
Yeah,
here, the hooded
we
sweatshirt.
we'll get these famous '93 hot top jerseys.
Uh, this Letterman jacket too, bro.
Yeah, that's dope. Letterman clean. I love them Lettermans.
Like he can't be dropping on this and leave us. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
they
Like they're
whole
just
fashion, bro. Yeah, he got everything.
dude. They got it's
Headwear,
not yet. They got throwback
jacket,
stuff, man.
jersey. You gonna have a lightweight keychain on that in a minute.
Yeah, it's this crew neck's clean too.
Oh, I like that.
Oh, this
That
I might have to
sweater,
scoop that one right there.
like the sweater with the number.
Yeah, it's not even that
Go
bad.
up.
$60. That's not bad at all
Yeah,
for
yeah.
that.
Go up to the other
Oh,
one. Oh,
oh.
never mind. Look, I'm about to place an order from your screen. Just add that to the cart for me, bro, on the 3X.
Alright. I got you. Yeah, it's good stuff, boys. So be sure to check that out. I think the website is djlagway2, the number 2.com, to get look into that. So, all right, well, Mr. Stephen Harris, we love you, boys. Smash the like button,
That's
subscribe. See you guys in the next one.
Go
Later.
Gators.